There are four habits that predict breakup and divorce in relationships. Do you know what they are? I'm Dr. Kevin Shuford, the property professor. With a Ph.D. in communication and licenses in both real estate and lending, I help people buy homes and build stronger relationships. So let's learn a little bit more about what these four habits are. Say, for example, you're in a relationship and you're having some issues. One of you criticizes the other, they get defensive with contempt in their tone, and then there is silence. John Gottman calls these the four horsemen, and they are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. And using these four, he was able to predict divorce with about 93 to 94% accuracy, which is crazy. So let's discuss each one in further detail and provide some of their antidotes. First up is criticism. This is where you attack the person, not the behavior. So you turn a complaint about something specific into attack on your partner's character, personality, just kind of who they are overall. So, for example, a complaint sounds like, I was frustrated when you didn't take out the trash like we agreed. But criticism sounds like, you never help around here. You're so lazy. So, next time you're upset with your partner, try using an I statement. So, starting sentences with the I feel blank, when blank, because blank, instead of you always or you never. So, for example, I feel frustrated when the trash piles up because I value having a clean home. I would appreciate it if you could take out the trash twice a week. Is that something you think you can do? When in doubt, attack the behavior, not the person. The next horseman is contempt, which is mocking or belittling your partner. So treating your partner with disrespect, sarcasm, or trying to show superiority over them. This actually is the single biggest predictor of divorce. So for example, you said like, oh, wow, what a genius idea. You'd forget your head if it wasn't attached, and maybe you roll your eyes or scoff. That is contempt. So what we want to try to do here instead is replace that sarcasm with appreciation. So every day, try to say at least one genuine thank you to your partner, no matter how small, for something they did or who they are as a person. The third horseman is defensiveness, where you basically play the victim instead of owning your part or taking responsibility for your actions. So you respond to feedback as if it's an attack. You oftentimes will make excuses or try to shift the blame to the person. So, for example, your partner might say, hey, it hurt when you didn't call me when you were late. And you might be defensive and say, well, you're always on your phone, so why should I bother? So the antidote here is when you're feeling defensive, instead just pause and say, I hear you. Let me think about how I could have done that differently. And finally, number four is stonewalling, which is when you shut down emotionally. So you withdraw from the conversation, you engage in silent treatment, you walk away, you shut down. This oftentimes happens when we're feeling overwhelmed or emotionally flooded. So your partner might be talking to you, trying to have a conversation that's important. You might just stare at the TV. You might give no response. You might just leave the room. And so the antidote here is that if you're feeling emotionally flooded, overwhelmed in the moment, ask for a 10, 20-minute break and then come back when you can calmly engage in the conversation instead of shutting down. It is okay to take breaks. It's not okay to just walk away without saying anything. So once again, the four horsemen of the apocalypse here are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. You can break these patterns with some effort and keep your relationship alive, especially if you spot the four horsemen early and you have a partner that's willing to try. So go ahead and comment horse down below, and I'll send you the antidotes. Share your stories about when you've potentially had to deal with some of the horsemen, some of the things that you're seeing in relationships right now, and how you try to solve these problems in relationships. Take care.